So grateful that you're on board for what is going to be a big 60 minutes. 'Tis the season for giving, right? We're thinking of everybody else. In this hour, I absolutely want to make sure you're thinking about yourself and doing yourself all the favors in the world with the finest vitamins and supplements. We're going to get started. There's a few today's specials. First of all, PC Liver and Brain, liver antioxidants, and products that are important in the holidays for sure, but also important all year long. Mr. Andrew Lessman, we started together and we're going to wrap up the show. What a big day it's been.
It's been a crazy day. And unfortunately, little Truman, my new little puppy, I think he's feeling a little off today, so he's not joining us this evening. So he'll have to join us next time. So I know everyone was probably tuning in to see Truman and not me. But Adam, as you just said, and it's kind of when they always talk about on an airplane, they talk about make sure you put the oxygen mask on the person next to you, on yourself first, and before you put it on the person next to you. That, as you said, we need to focus on our own wellness. That's oftentimes the greatest gift we give to people we love, is to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. And of course, when we take care of ourselves, we're also learning and experiencing things that we could then share with others. And as in many of the reviews I'll read tonight, that's exactly how folks found out about these products, that someone who had used them experienced the benefits and then shared them. And the products tonight, they're incredibly affordable, best pricing ever on both products. As I said earlier, it's not going to likely continue. I like to give everyone a heads up when things might change. And the pricing will likely change on the PC Liver and Brain, because the main source of that phosphatidylcholine, that rich lecithin, rich in phosphatidylcholine and phosphatidylethanolamine and phosphatidylinositol, it comes from Ukraine. And everyone knows what's been going on in Ukraine, so it's disrupted their agriculture, so the price will be going up in the future on that product. So a great opportunity to save and deliver the single most important structural molecule to your liver and simultaneously to your brain. Our bodies are wonderfully well-designed structures, and the brain and the liver share phosphatidylcholine, the same phospholipid, as their most important phospholipid. And then, of course, liver antioxidant extracts, we'll talk about both of them. That's less structural and more detoxifying. That's more about enabling the liver to do the work it needs to do, whereas the phosphatidylcholine is more about taking advantage of the liver's unique ability to regenerate itself. It's the only structure, tissue, system in the body that can actually not just repair itself, but regenerate itself. But it can only do that if you make sure that it has the tools to do so. And that's what these products do tonight.
Over 11,000 orders have been placed since midnight, and obviously it's a big opportunity. I want to take you through the pricing so you see how big of an opportunity. 120, 360, or the 720. This size is only available today. It's the only time that Andrew does the 720. Obviously, the more you buy, the more you save. Typical price would be $154.90. Today, it's $79.90, saving you nearly as much as you're spending. Heck, it's a buy one, get one on the 360. Liver antioxidants, which we'll talk a little bit more about for sure. Again, 60, 180, or a 360 capsule, you can see the savings are really tremendous. The thing that folks have really been excited about today is the bundle up. This is something that traditionally is not available. Most folks that end up buying PC Liver and Brain really consider liver antioxidants and vice versa. This allows us the opportunity to get both and save even more. I'm thrilled that you're doing this today, Andrew. I think it makes a really big difference.
If we look at the largest size, which is a 720 and a 360, that would be 1,080 capsules at $129.90, free shipping and handling, so there's no additional charge for shipping or anything like that. So you're talking about a product that's roughly 11 cents a capsule. 11 cents a capsule. There's no additives. It's just purely beneficial ingredients. So the phosphatidylcholine, that truly is, it's the working structure of our liver. The liver, and it's always appropriate to say on Sunday, because that's the day football is played. So on Sunday, we think about football. The liver is about the size of a football. But inside that liver, the work that's being done by that liver, the membrane surface area, is the equivalent of about 8 football fields.
Wow.
That's 8 football fields that are responsible for filtering 2 quarts of blood per minute. So that ends up being about 30 gallons per hour The liver is remarkable. 1/8 of the blood supply of the body is in the liver at any one point in time. And then you could think of what the liver does, and most times we limit ourselves to thinking about detoxification. Any drugs or medicines we take, liver needs to break them down and ensure that they're excreted from our body. And we often think about alcohol, but we don't think about the fact that whether it's insulin and blood sugar metabolism, carbohydrate metabolism, or protein metabolism, amino acid chemistry and metabolism, cholesterol synthesis, cholesterol metabolism, the most important aspects of cholesterol metabolism, healthy cholesterol metabolism. All of these things take place in the liver, are performed by the liver. So as important as the heart is, as important as our brain is, there's no underestimating the power, just the complexity of what the liver has to perform on our behalf. But unfortunately, we just don't seem to have that connection to the liver that we have with our brain, where sort of our thoughts and our soul sort of resides, or our heart. We connect that to love and affection. What do we think about our liver? And we don't really have that connection. And poets and authors over the centuries haven't either. So our liver, unfortunately, doesn't get the attention it deserves. It deserves respect for all that it does. We don't want to wait till a system or an organ in our body communicates that it's being challenged. We know every day of our lives our liver is being challenged. I've said this before. You could never have to take a medicine, never drink an alcoholic beverage, eat the healthiest diet in the world, be blessed with wonderful genetics. Your liver is still the hardest working organ in your body. And as you age, it's even more challenged than it was earlier.
You know, we take pause and reflect on that, and you say, well, my gosh, we have to stop and think about it. It's working so hard for us. What are we doing for it? What can we do to really help support using Mother Nature's tools? Notwithstanding the fact that at this time of year, we do tend to indulge that little bit more with maybe richer foods and more of them, maybe an alcoholic beverage or 2 or 3. And of course, for those of us that are maybe on medications or prescription drugs, we know obviously the added burden that we can certainly apply. It's an important product. And it's a product that Andrew has successfully been bringing to HSN for so many years. Superior is a word that stands out when we talk about any of Andrew's things. And Andrew, while you were talking just then, I looked down and something caught my eye, and I just wanted to share it with you. You always talk about, obviously, the Rodney Dangerfield of organs, right. And somebody actually put that in a review, and I thought what they said was so wise. They said, you know, you won't know if anything's wrong until it's almost too late. So as a precautionary measure, I take this product to make sure my liver is in good health. But you see, what you say, Andrew, has an effect. People are always listening.
The funniest part of all is that several decades ago in Los Angeles, I was at a restaurant, and I got to briefly meet Rodney Dangerfield. No. And I explained to him that I've often used his name to describe the liver.
That's awesome.
And he was quite amused by the fact that I did so, and never thought his name was used for such a serious technical purpose in the past.
I love that.
But it's true. Rodney Dangerfield was a comedian who always talked about not getting respect.
Right.
And for all that our liver does, I don't think it'd ever get the respect it truly deserves if you really study what the liver does on your behalf. The complex chemistry involved in alcohol metabolism. Imagine all the different drugs and medications the pharmaceutical industry makes to help us. Yeah. All of those drugs and medications, they require work by the liver to be degraded, metabolized, and excreted. So, and then again, protein metabolism, carbohydrate and sugar metabolism, lipid metabolism, cholesterol metabolism. These are all, again, the focus of the liver. So, and I could spend hours just talking about cholesterol metabolism in the liver, or carbohydrate blood sugar metabolism in the liver, or protein, amino acid, the interconversion of amino acids, the complex work that is protein metabolism. Again, it's our liver. So when we think about the detoxification, when we think about the complex chemistry that has to take place, and again, maybe the liver has itself to blame, Because when we do too much work and thinking, maybe we get a headache. When we run around too much, our heart beats more rapidly. There is no sign or signal whatsoever from our liver. It just does all of that work and never makes a peep. It just does the work. It just does its job. And as I always say, it deserves a little thank you. The phosphatidylcholine, very straightforward to understand its role. Phosphatidylcholine is the structural building block that represents 2/3 of the membrane surface area of your liver. You might go, oh, 2/3 of the membrane surface area, how much could that be? How about 5 football fields of membrane surface area? It's a lot. It's also the principal phospholipid in our brain. Our brain has phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidylinositol, phosphatidylethanolamine, phosphatidylserine, to name just a few. Phosphatidylcholine is the predominant. And if you want an ingredient that just gently supports us as we age, those normal age-related changes in brain function, then when you're targeting your liver today, you're also benefiting your brain. I love to say that my products don't require warnings about side effects. They get praise for all the side benefits, all the additional benefits you get beyond the original benefit that targeted or that had triggered your interest in the first place. And then liver antioxidant extracts. If all it were was the milk thistle, standardized for Silymarin, that's complexed with phosphatidylcholine. If that's all the liver antioxidant extracts were, that would be the best source of the most important botanical for your liver, and that's milk thistle. But we also make sure that you have my best source of turmeric, standardized for curcuminoids, also complex with phosphatidylcholine, and then artichoke extract, standardized for cynarin. So you will not have any better opportunity to support the health of your liver, to support the hard work that your liver does. And this time of year, we used to bring this out in January for after the holidays, after all the rich food and perhaps the alcohol. But then I listened to everyone and they said, why don't you deliver it to us before the holidays? So we have the support when we need it most. And that's why we feature it now every December.
Well, it is, of course, coming to a close. Andrew and I launched at midnight. It's our final live presentation right now at 12 minutes past 9. If you want to order and get the best value of the year, it's right there. You know, you can go down so many different ways. We could talk about the reviews, of which there are thousands and thousands of reviews. Virtually everything that Andrew does is, you know, incredibly rated, customer pick, 5-star rated. There's no other brand like it on the network. When you talk about history and reputation, that all matters, and Andrew's reputation is, quite frankly, the best of anybody's. The vitamins are superior. There's no fillers, there's no binders, there's no additives that are in any way, shape, or form not what we would ever dream or desire for ourselves. Andrew gives us the best. What HSN is able to do today is give you the best pricing. So for anybody out there that, for example, always orders PC, liver, and brain, we talk about, you know, memory, concentration, mental acuity. We talked about the burden on our liver. This is a product you might have been buying year in, year out. I have it available today at today's special pricing with the specialty size of 720 capsules. Most bang for your buck. There's no doubt about it. 720 capsules is $79 and change. Liver antioxidants, always
basically
popular.
11 cents a capsule for the PC. And that's, unfortunately, fortunately, that's before the cost and price will go up in the future. So 11 cents a capsule is a bargain for our ultra-concentrated source of phosphatidylcholine.
And then we go to liver antioxidants, which again, Andrew, 360 capsules, we're down at $79.90, saving as much as we're spending. But the ultimate buy is obviously the bundle. A lot of people are always curious about the liver antioxidants, and now we have the opportunity to get both. There's a larger bundle and a smaller bundle, but Andrew, that maximizes the savings by a lot.
Well, on the largest bundle, both products that were before I was saying 11 cents and 20 cents, both products combined together is just a little bit more than a dime a capsule. So it becomes incredibly affordable. And the way I use the product, I take 2 phosphatidylcholine per day. I take 1 liver antioxidant extracts per day. Some people flip it. Some people take 1 phosphatidylcholine. Some people take 2 of the liver antioxidant extracts. Again, you do what works for you. If all you did is take 1 capsule of each, or even if you if you were just alternating days, taking 1 capsule of liver antioxidant, say today, and a capsule of PC, liver, and brain tomorrow, Again, these products are delivering ingredients that are not readily available from even the healthiest diet. Wow. And these are ingredients that, if we look at liver antioxidant extracts, even if we consider our high phosphatidylcholine lecithin, these are all ingredients that have specific targeted molecules that are beneficial, that have been identified as beneficial. Mother Nature creates them. What we simply do is concentrate them and make sure they're delivered in the best way for your body to benefit from them. Because again, just because it says something on the label doesn't ensure that that product is going to be delivered to you in a fashion that your body can utilize, absorb, what they call bioavailable or bioactive. And again, most products are full of additives, binders, fillers, not most, virtually all. My products are unique in that all the products we're talking about here this evening, the only thing you're getting in the capsule are the active ingredients you seek. No binders, fillers, or any other ingredients at all.
I mean, it's always, when Andrew says that and you kind of really hear the words that Andrew's speaking, it's crazy. You think about all the stores you go to and all the vitamins and all the supplements that you see on those shelves, and virtually all of them are full of stuff that if you were building your own vitamin company, you wouldn't put them in there. And that is what Andrew began over 40 years ago. We are extremely busy. It's the final chance, obviously, of the day, the final few hours of the day to be able to order. If you want to try it and get it, you have not only free shipping and flex pay, but also always the opportunity to experience it with, no obligation. You have till the end of January if you wanted to return them for a refund of the purchase price. Nobody does it better. And as we, look after this one body that we've been given, let's really focus in. Every one of us, I'm sure, wants that support for our brain, whether it's concentration or memory or mental acuity, whatever it may be, but then our liver, as we speak again and again and again. And finally, after all these years of working with Andrew, it really just starts to hit home, especially as we get older. We got to do what we can to look after ourselves. Our liver is working all day and every day, dealing with everything, all the food, all the drink, all the medications, all the burden that's on there. Let's go to Mother Nature with abundant research. And Andrew, that is something, again, that you can't ever sideline. When you bring products to market, the research that you and your team put into it is second to none.
Yeah, it seems to have become a little bit fashionable of late to dismiss science. But when science is clear, when the research carefully analyzes the circumstances and delivers an opportunity to make a difference, then we kind of ignore the science at our own peril. And when we talk about the ingredients in these products, or for that matter, any of the products I make, usually they're very easy to understand. I leave all the crazy products that don't have any clear scientific explanation. I leave that to other companies. I leave the magical products, the mystical products to other companies. It's really easy to understand phosphatidylcholine. It's really easy to understand why I've been making this product for over 40 years. Because phosphatidylcholine, if you do any research into the composition of your liver and your brain, you realize that phosphatidylcholine is the most important phospholipid in those structures. And those are both lipid-based structures. So the most important phospholipid is incredibly important. That's why phosphatidylcholine, when you look at the science, you see so much compelling research about the benefits to our liver and the benefits to our brain in terms of how our brain functions as we age. In terms of the liver antioxidant extracts, the reason why it says extracts in there, these ingredients, whether it's milk thistle for Silymarin or curcumin or turmeric for curcuminoids, it's not sufficient to simply take a plant and say this is going to help your liver. What you need to do is, once we know what the important molecule is in that plant, it needs to be concentrated, isolated, and delivered to you in a way that your body can benefit. With turmeric and the curcuminoids it contains, that requires they be concentrated. We concentrate to 95%. And then it requires they be complexed with fat. We choose phosphatidylcholine, again, because it's the principal phospholipid in your liver and brain. We do the same concentrating the Silymarin present in milk thistle. So again, it's not simply putting a product, an ingredient in a capsule or a tablet and putting it on the label of a product. There's far more. And when it comes to most of the products on the market, they're made by anonymous contract manufacturers who you will never know. Most vitamin companies are just marketing companies. They're sales companies. We are unusual in that we actually make all of our products. And the reason why we do is I want them to be better than the products made by contract manufacturers. I want them to be purer than those products. And the only way that could happen is if we did it ourselves. As they often say, if you want to do something right, do it yourself. When it comes to making nutritional supplements, if I wanted to do it correctly, I had to do it myself. And that's what we've been doing for, and it dates me every time I say this, for 45 years. It's more than 45 years ago that I started this company. And I started with the intent, as Adam said a moment ago, of making products that were different, making products that were unlike the products I was taking at that time from other companies that made me sick when I would take them. I'm taking something for my health, and all it would do is make me sick to my stomach. And that's when I made products with no additives that were designed to work, that were tested before they were delivered, and made sure that they delivered on the promise of quality and efficacy that we've given you for all these decades, 45 years now.
The lines are so blurred, it's hard to know what's up and what's down. But when you know, you know. And when you know Andrew Lessman, vitamins, you know you're buying the very finest. It's our final Today Specials with Andrew for 2024. This is expiring. One last look. The bundle is what the majority of people, Andrew, are ordering.
And I didn't read any of the reviews. It's interesting. It says 4.6 stars on the graphics on the left. It said 4.7 stars below. Suffice to say, these products are about 95% positive reviews. So, and I encourage you to read the reviews about these products. They are, and our liver, we know how hard our heart works. We know how hard our brain works. There's no organ in our body that comes close to working as hard and performing the complex work that I guess I sound like I'm being an advocate for our liver. But I am. And you don't have to get my products, but phosphatidylcholine, high phosphatidylcholine lecithin is a critical building block for the liver and the brain. And if you're just going to get one botanical extract, then target Milk Thistle, standardized for Silymarin and complexed with fat, because that's going to give you the best liver botanical extract to support the detoxification and the regeneration of your liver.
Well, we leave that Today's Special with newfound respect for our liver, that is for certain, and that's a good thing. Hi, everybody. It's 20 minutes past 9, just after our